Hi everybody, today we're going to cover a tool that saved me through a lot of trouble when I was dealing with wrist pain. It helps you automate certain type of commands. It's called AutoHotkey. And the first thing you want to do is go ahead and go to the website, autohotkey.com, click on download and install. I'm not going to go through it since I already have it on my system. Next, you want to open up, let's say, a notepad. And here's where we're gonna write our code. And for example, something that I like to use is shortcuts to access this different taskbar programs. So instead of clicking here or there, I want to just have a shortcut that can let you do this. And in this case, if you use the Windows key, the key that if you press it, it opens up the start menu like that, and you go ahead and press the Windows key and a number. Like for example here, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, okay? And you can use this also for switching around. Like let's say you go back to number 2, number 3, number 4, and so on, right? How would you go about doing this with AutoHotkey? That's what we'll cover next. You go to here, to your notes, and then you write here F9, which is the key that I'm using for this functionality, and then this hashtag 1. What this symbolizes in AutoHotkey is, let me go ahead and increase the font a little bit so you guys can see it better. Well, that's better. What this will do is the same as if you press the Windows key and a 1 at the same time. How to make this work with AutoHotkey? Let's say you go to desktop and you could write this as whatever you want. You could put here, for example, hotkeys. And the important thing is that it has to be AHK as an extension. And you press here all files and then you save. Okay. And now we have it here. And now in order to run it, you would double click here. Something will show up, an H will show up here. And now if you press your F9 key, now here is what shows up, you know. And the same, we could do the same for, let's say, F10 for the second. Let's see if I get the hashtag right. Yep. F11, sorry. And then for 3, F12, let's say here we go for like 4. And then you save, which you can do here. Ctrl+S, you can press it with your keyboard, and now you need to reload it again. You reload, it tells you, hey, there's an old instance. Do you want to replace it? You click yes. And now, let's do the test. I press F9, this shows up. I press F9 again, it minimizes. F10, F10 again. F3, F4, F3, F2, I think you get it. So the point is you're going to become a bit of a ninja traversing through different windows. This is extremely useful for me. And the way you write comments here, if you don't remember later, is let's say switching taskbar programs. And next, maybe something that is also quite useful for me is dealing with tabs in browsers. So for that, I'm gonna use F1 for closing a tab. To close a tab, typically it's Ctrl, which is symbolized by this symbol, and then W. And then not only do I want to do that, but I also want to switch tabs with F2 to the left and F3 to the right. And the way to do that is with Ctrl, Shift, and Tab. This is the way you express that in AutoHotkey, and then Ctrl Tab. For F4, I'm gonna use it for opening up a new tab, and then we're gonna save. Ctrl+S, we're gonna reload, you're gonna say yes, and let's see how this works out. So I'm pressing F10 to bring up the Brave browser, F4 for opening a new tab, F1 for closing it up. Let's say F4, let's say we open a bunch of tabs here with F4, and now we want to switch around between them. All right. So I think this is just an example. I bet by now some of you are wondering, hey, how do you know, like when you're talking here about this weird symbols, how do I know what this represents in AutoHotkey? Well, if we go to AutoHotkey and let's say keyboard, let's say what shows up here should be list of keys. Yeah. And here it tells you basically all the types of buttons that you can use and everything. So you can go through this if you want to implement some other shortcut and see what you're looking for. Also, very important is to take a look at, let's go for the AutoHotkey forum. This is super useful. If you're having any type of issues here, the Ask for Help forum is really good. It has served me well many times. And let's go ahead and maybe do a few more examples that you might find useful. Let's see. Here I'm gonna, let's say you write out a lot of emails. So emails. And for me, when dealing with that, typically you have at the end a signature, which of course you can configure in your email client. But for me, I like to sometimes include it, sometimes not. So I just have something like this, like BR for best regards, John Doe, and then this let me know if you have any questions. So let's go ahead and save and rerun this so you can see what this does. So let's say we would here be writing BR and then a space. You get best regards, John Doe, like magic, right? Or BR and then an enter, best regards. Or you write let me blam. So it's essentially writing the shortcut, the thing that is in between the columns here, and then just pressing a space or an enter or something like that, and that will do it. And maybe something else, a variation of this would be, let's say you're doing a lot of programming and you're always doing queries online, looking for solutions to Python programs, but you're tired of writing Python all the time. Well, whoops, you can do this and then write, Python. And what this does is that once we run it again, is that you don't even need to press an extra key. The second you write py, it gets already, filled up with what you want. So let me see if I had some other, let me delete this so it doesn't interfere with this. That's why Python will show up, because I had already another script that had it set up. And maybe a few more tips, just the last two cases. Let's say you're left-handed, and or you just want to switch between the right hand and the left hand using the mouse. So if, I don't know, let's say you have wrist pain on the right hand and you want to switch things up and you're learning to use the left hand for the mouse, you want to put it to the left side of the keyboard. It gets quite annoying if you just want to be browsing and just dealing with everything just with one hand, to be, straightening out the right hand to get for the enter key. And let's say you want to use the caps lock instead. Well, with AutoHotkey you can. And the way you do that is doing this. Caps lock equals enter. What else? Copy paste. This is super useful. I'm so tired of Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V that I came up with a different command for that. I never use a print screen, so I edited that to be Ctrl+C and then the pause, the pause key, it turns into this. And let's see if that works now. Let's save and say yes. And look, it wouldn't work before because I didn't save it. It's always very important to save first and then rerun. Let's say I press the print screen and now I press the pause, and you can copy as much as you want. It's important to note that this works globally. Like you don't need to be here for this to work. Like for example, let's say I open Notepad and then I write BR. It writes it. Let's say you are in, let's say, Gmail, and or let's say, for example, here, let me open Python compiler. Yeah, just to showcase that you can go here and you can, the same thing works. Python, you can let me anything you need, really, you can set it up. All right, I think that was pretty much it for me. Actually, not so fast. There's a few things that would be nice for you to know right about now. So the way we have it set up, let's say you restart your computer. In order to have the script active, you would have to double click it for it to show up here. But what if you always want it to be on? Well, one way to do that is to go here and write shell :startup. And when you open that, you will have an empty folder where everything inside of it will be run every time you start Windows. So for example, in this case, another way to access this is to write the same thing here, shell startup, or press the Windows key and R, and then write the same thing here. Okay. In this case, what you can do is you can go ahead and drag this here. If you still want to have it on the desktop, another way you can do it is to create a shortcut and then drag the shortcut. This works just as well. And now another thing would be like, okay, what if you are having some issues and you don't want this anymore? You can pause the script or suspend the hotkeys. This is the one that I use most of the time, or you can exit the script. And if you don't want to use this anymore and you don't want it to be run at the beginning, you can go again to shell :startup and then just delete this from here. Again, if you want to save the script, put it somewhere else, get the shortcut, and then delete the shortcut itself. Don't delete the original. If you put the original here, change it to a different folder. That would also do the trick. And right below, if you have any questions about anything that might pop up, again, very, very useful community here. It's great. I really recommend going to ask for help, or even just Googling. Sometimes what you need, it's already something that someone has solved on Stack Exchange or the forum or something like that. So please do not hesitate to go ahead and reach out. All right, take care and see you around. Bye-bye.